Okay, shalom ubracha. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I'll try my best to give a good cheer. B'ezrat Hashem. And before anything, if these classes inspire you, please share them on your status. B'ezrat Hashem. Today is 40 days before Purim. And in Breslov circles, this is the best time to start to activate prayers, to activate the miracle of Purim. We all need miracles of Purim, especially after going through the months of Tevet and Shvat, which are the end of the winter months, and we're now approaching the beginning of Purim and Pesach. So because of that, we need a lot of salvation. And Rabbi Nachman taught that all beginnings are now from Purim. From the miracle of Purim is the beginning. Because normally, things would have started from Mitzrayim, from Pesach, because Pesach commemorates the leaving of Egypt. But Rabbi Nachman says we go a month earlier and we start Pesach from Purim already. In our context, it fits in amazingly. He teaches, Rabbi Nachman, in this lesson 24 that we're on, Likutey Moharan lesson 24, that everything begins with simcha. Everything in life begins, the first step to get things moving is being besimcha and doing mitzvot besimcha, which is not easy. It's not easy because so much is dependent upon it. But now the idea is that if you are besimcha on Purim, so you're able to activate all the rectifications that lead into Pesach, and then to the Shvisha Pesach, Sfirat Omer, Shavuot, Kabbalat Torah. The whole package starts from Purim. And Purim is dependent on your preparation for Purim. So because of that, 40 days before Purim, why 40 days? We said this many times, is that 40 days is a fixed number to get prayers moving. Like Rav Nosson said, the best way to get prayers answered is by davening for them 40 days. You have some people, they say, I've been davening already for 500 days or 5,000 days already. I don't see my salvation yet. Okay. We don't know Hashem's ways, but it's obvious that other things are needed in life as a prerequisite for the breakthrough the person needs. The person wants a breakthrough, but Hashem is telling a person you have to look elsewhere to get the right coordinates, and when everything is fixed, boom, then the opening comes with Hashem. What is it? We don't know. How do you get to it? Prayer. Prayer is Hashem, what do you want from me? What am I doing wrong? What's missing? All I wanted to do is to be a good Jew, to serve. It's all I want, Hashem. And if I'm being pushed back and made to feel miserable, but why? What am I doing wrong? So this is the davening we're doing. This is the davening we're putting in. And the miracles of Purim are big miracles. They're miracles within the nature. They're above nature, but within the nature. Because the whole story of Purim was miracles within the nature. And that's what we're hoping for. Because Hashem, it's greater for Him to cause a miracle within nature than above the nature. So because of that, Rav Nosson wrote a beautiful prayer. And it's very suggested people say it as a preparation for Purim. You can find it in Rav Nosson's prayers, Likutey Tfilot. It's prayer 37, part 2. It's one of the most popular prayers he wrote. And it's a major way to have the Purim experience activated. And the main thing of Purim is simcha, is being besimcha, letting it out. The whole idea of the drinking and acting funny and silly and costumes and everything is in order to activate true simcha. And once true simcha is activated in your heart, this leads the way for everything else, all the tikkunim, all the rectifications up to Shavuot, but also in life to get things moving. B'ezrat Hashem. That's why it's so stressed preparing for Purim. B'ezrat Hashem. All right, with that said, we're going to continue with where we left off. We have some interesting things to go into. We'll do our best to go quickly on these ideas. So we're holding in paragraph 7. Okay? And in paragraph 7, so Rabbi Nachman, he summarized the whole idea of joining your intellect with emunah is the idea of creating the Keter. Keter, which is your gateway to the next level up in life, the next spiritual experience. The way to connect to that is you have your intellect, which you're sharpening and advancing in Torah study, and yet you join it with emunah from a higher level, showing that as much as I know that I don't know. And I realize that the goal of knowledge is to know how much I don't know about Hashem, which means, in other words, putting emunah in the sechel. This is what creates what's called the Keter. Okay? And he explains that this is the way you go up from world to world. So we said, if you remember last class, there's a quotation here. Okay, he says, וזה בחינת שמפנימיות חסד גבוה תפארת ומפנימיות מלכות יצירה נעשה כתר דעשייה. So he says like this is the idea that from the innerness of chesed gvor tiferet, which is the hands that contain the blessing of intellect, and from the pnimiyut, the inner essence of malchut of Yetzirah, which is emunah from a higher world, this is what causes keter of the world of Asiyah, the lower world, and this is what pushes a person upwards. So he says, Rabbeinu says in his wording, very carefully, he says, V'chen olin ha'olamot ad lemana. This is the process, how the spiritual worlds, the dimensions, which is where you're holding in life, that's how you go up. The way to go upwards is that you're drawing emunah from a higher level, bringing it down. And this pulls you up. This is how it is in life. When you've reached the maximum, there's a point where you don't know what's happening and you have to resort to emunah. And this emunah comes down to you and then this brings you up to the next level. Okay? And he says this is the process until the next ad lemala. Lemala in this case is the next stage, the next world, which is the world of Yetzirah. And then he says ad atzilut lemala lemala. Until the world of atzilut, up and up. Rabbeinu's wording is very precise. It's amazing. Because there's in total there's 4 worlds, there's 4 dimensions. And this lesson started off while we're doing the mitzvah with joy. You're able to go up the first dimension of Asiyah. Okay? And then you enter the world of Yetzirah. And then from there is the Bria and Atzilut. So Rabbeinu was very careful. He says, V'chen olin ha'olamot ad lemala. And this is how the worlds are pushed up, ad lemala, until above. That's already the second world, Yetzirah. And then ad Atzilut, which is the 4th world, lemala, lemala. 3, 4. Lemala, again, and lemala. So you have all 4 worlds mentioned. And all this starts with being b'simcha. In other words, all a Jew has to worry about is how do I do all these things? It's Kabbalistic things and this. Forget about it. What you have to be concerned about is being happy and working on that. And automatically the worlds go up because of your simcha. You begin to move things and change things and everything. And he said, the commentary is saying that every time you reach a level of keter, of each of the 4 worlds have a keter. Every time you tap into a keter, you tap into a higher level of happiness. And this higher level of happiness pushes you to go forward. And you get to the keter of the next world, just a higher level of happiness. And then you get to the higher world, and a higher level of happiness. So you see, basically, people who are much older and they're still in Yiddishkeit, they're happier people. You look at older people who are still from and davening, these people are very happy. You can understand it because they've gone through so much in life and they've held on to such emunah and being chazak and strong and not giving up. And they saw major miracles in their life, and they have what to be happy about. They know because Hashem has shown them so many times that Hashem loves them. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, there's so much to talk about just that, but there's only so much we can do. But he's saying in this lesson that this is the key, is you work on the simcha. This is what pushes you up to sechel, the bracha of the sechel, emunah, and then gets you up higher and higher until you connect to the infinite light. Okay? Now, something totally new. Rabbeinu takes everything he said until now, and he shows how this is contained in a prophecy from Yechezkel HaNavi. V'zeh, this is what it says in Yechezkel, chapter 3, which is the end of Yechezkel's first prophecy. The book of Yechezkel, the first prophecy begins in chapter 1 and goes up to after chapter 3. Okay? In there's a verse that we say every day, 1, 2, 3, 4 times a day. V'zeh Baruch Kavod Hashem Yemekomo. Blessed is the glory of Hashem from His place. Okay, we're not going to go into so much, but just already to see how Rabbeinu is explaining the verse. Baruch is Bechanat Yadayim. That's the hands, the place of the blessings. Okay, Kavod Hashem, which we have to really go into, is Bechanat Emunah. What in the world? Faith is the idea of the honor of Hashem. So on a simple level, last week's parsha, it says that at the end of Parshat Mishpatim, that as preparation for the receiving of the Torah, it says the Kvod Hashem, the honor of Hashem descended on the mountain of Har Sinai, and there was an anan, a cloud. And it said Moshe went into the Arafel. But the verse says the honor of Hashem connected to the clouds covering. Meaning to say, the honor of Hashem is something which is concealed. Like it's a pasuk in Likutey Moharan lesson 6. Kvod Hashem, haster davar. It's a pasuk. The honor of Hashem is to conceal the matter. In other words, Hashem's honor is revealed when it's concealed. So too the cloud is covering, and Moshe Rabbeinu goes into the cloud. Cloud connotes the meaning that it's not clear. It's a cloud. I can't see. And that's the honor of Hashem. The honor of Hashem is something which is covered up. That's emunah. Emunah is I can't understand. So emunah, Rabbi Nachman saying already is Kavod Hashem, the honor of Hashem. So Baruch means the blessings of the hand. Kavod Hashem is emunah. When joined together, right? Where they come from? Mimekomo. He says mimekomo. What does he say here? Ze bechinat Keter. You see that? Mikomo ze bechinat Keter. Fine. Before anything, we have to see what in the world is going on. Okay? Every day, Chazal instituted that we say Kedusha. We say Kedusha for Shachri, Kedusha for Mincha. And even in Shachar, you have the Kedusha of the brachas of Kriyat Shema. Kadosh, 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 Hashem tzvakot melchatz kevodo. And then Baruch kevod Hashem mimekomo, this verse. And then we say it again in Kedusha de Sidre, after the Shmoneh Esrei. In the Shmoneh Esrei, you have the Chazara, the Kedusha. Everyone stands up and says these two verses. The first verse is from Yeshaya. Kadosh, 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 Hashem melchatz kevodo. And the second, the verse from Yechezkel, okay? And then we say it again, in, like we said, in Ashrei Kedusha, in Vaad Tzion, with Targum, and then we say it in Mincha. First of all, what is this? Why do we say Kedusha every day? What is this obligation that Chazal gave us to say Kedusha? Why? Why do we say Kedusha? So the Gemara says, it's a few places. It's in Chulin, okay, it's in, I don't remember where else. There's another Gemara, I think in Brachot, Brachot, that the angels in heaven, during the day, they say Kadosh, 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 holy, 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 the God of hosts, Hashem tzvakot, meloch ol haaretz kevodo. The whole world is filled with His glory. They say during the day, because during the day there's sun, sunlight is clarity, so they make a statement, a proclamation in heaven corresponding to what's happening in this world. The meloch ol haaretz kevodo, the whole world is filled with His glory. It's something you can see. So that the angels say during the day. And at nighttime, the angels say, Baruch kevod Hashem mimekomo, where there's darkness. So the angels admit, I can't see His glory. So what do they say? May be blessed. What? The honor of Hashem. Okay? Mimekomo, from His place. The angels, these type of angels, are saying, we don't know where His place is, where His honor is. So we're saying, wherever His place is, mimekomo, may be blessed the honor of Hashem. Okay? So the Gemara says that we say in the Kedusha, these two verses correspond to the two attitudes in this world. There's the time of clarity, which is daytime, and the time of lack of clarity, which is nighttime. So we say this statement of both Kadosh, 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 and Baruch Kevod Hashem Mekomo to express song, singing, to praising God, that whatever the scenario, whether it's clarity, light, like daytime, or whether it's nighttime, Hashem is still there, and His honor is active. It's working, okay? So now, why do we say that the angels say? Because the Gemara says clearly, this is amazing, that the angels cannot begin to praise Hashem until the Jewish people down below in this world praise Hashem. So already you understand the answer, that why it's instituted that we say Kedusha, because the angels are waiting for us to do Kedusha. They wait for us in the morning until the latest time to daven Shacharit, which is Sof Zman Tvila, that all the Jewish people have said already their Kedusha, so they can also say it, okay? And then Mincha, it's a preparation for nighttime, before the night falls. So the angels will say, Baruch Kevod Hashem Mekomo, at nighttime they can say it also. So we say it at Mincha, we don't say it at nighttime, because nighttime is a time of darkness and concealment, and it's not appropriate to say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh at that time. So we say that still when it's light. When it's light, I can also express the time when I don't know. I can say Baruch Kevod Hashem. I can't say Baruch Kevod Hashem alone without Kadosh. I have to say both of them. Yeah, you have the clarity, and the clarity shows upon that which is hidden. So you never say just Baruch Kevod Hashem Mekomo. It always comes with the other verse from Isaiah. Okay? There's a lot to talk about this. The Chachamim speak a lot about the idea of the Kedusha, and also what type of angels are saying the kedusha, and how many times? The Gemara has a discussion in Chulin about the fight between Yaakov and the angel of Esav, right? Vayavek ishimo ad alot hashachar. So Yaakov was fighting with the angel of Esav until more dawn, and the angel said, "Leave me. I have to go up to praise Hashem." So the Gemara has a whole discussion there. Yeah, and it's as if you praised Hashem yesterday. He said, "No, it's my first time ever praising Hashem." And from there, the Gemara learns that every day new angels are created to praise Hashem. There's certain angels, they're called Srafim. Why are they called Srafim? Because they're so on fire, as soon as they praise Hashem, they disappear. They were created just to praise Hashem once, and that's it. They're called Srafim. So it seems the angel that Yaakov was fighting was one of those type of angels. And he was waiting for his opportunity to praise him. It's a whole discussion. It's a machloket. How could it be if afterwards he said, I'll meet you and give you your new name. Your new name will become Yisrael and no longer Yaakov. And I will be there. So that if you will be there, that means you weren't burnt up. So it's a whole machloket in the commentaries on understanding this type of an angel. Okay? But in short, it's the proclamation of the two types of angels. The angels who are fixed, they say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. The higher angels who are able to tap into the Baruch Kevod and recognize it's from a higher level, they're the ones who say Baruch Kevod Hashem Yemekumo. Okay? So the Gemara says, what's a higher level? To say Kadosh, 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 Hashem Tzvakot Melech Haaretz Kevodo, or Baruch Kevod Hashem Yemekumo. So they explain, Baruch Kevod Hashem is a higher level. Why? Because you're exclaiming that Hashem could be found even when there's darkness, because I don't know where it is from. Baruch Kevod Hashem Yemekumo. I don't know where it is. Mimekomo, from his place. Okay? The Arizal goes into the secret of the idea of makom. We're getting ready for this. Makom is gematria how much? 186. Mem, that's 40 plus 40, 80. Kuf, 180. Vav. What's 186? It's Yud Kevav K in a gematria called Haka'a. Amazing. There's a gematria which is called hitting. You hit the letter. What does it mean you hit it? Yud, by hitting it with itself, it becomes multiplied. So Yud from Yud Kevav K is Yud times Yud, 10 times 10, that's 100. Hey, the first hey is 5, so 5 times 5, 25. Vav, 6 times 6, 36. And the last hey again, 5 times 5, 25. Gematria, makom. You got that? You have there again 180. Am I right? So 150 plus 36. That makes sense? Did I get it? One second. 100. Kuf, 10 times 10 is 100. 25, 150. Okay, 60, 70, 80. Yeah, exactly. 136, 186. Makom. The 6 times 6 is 36.
Is 5. You only the first hay, not the second hay.
What? I did Vav.
The second hay.
It's 25. 25 plus 25 is 50. 50 plus 36 is 86. So 186, that's Makom. Okay? So the way to reach Hashem's Makom is Haka'a, which is going to connect directly to our lesson. That the way to proceed, Rabbi Nachman calls the Makom of Hashem the Keter. Because Hashem's Makom it's unattainable. I can't grasp Hashem's place. Even the angels, they can't grasp Hashem's place. The Gemara says in Brachot that there's certain angels, there's one angel, they say his name, we can't say his name. His name is Sandal Fei Vav Nun. Sandal Phon. We don't say his name. And he's very tall, very high, like his feet stand in this world and his head reaches the firmament. He takes the prayers of Am Yisrael and he attaches a Keter onto each one, and he makes them swear that you go to reach you go to crown Hashem's crown. So the Gemara says that even the angel, this big angel, can't reach the crown where Hashem is located. So he has to tell the prayer, I make you take an oath and swear that you have to go up to crown Hashem. And Rav Nosson points out that even the angels can't reach where Hashem's place is. The Gemara says that. Okay, but the prayer of Am Yisrael can reach that far. Unbelievable, okay? So that's the idea of Makom. Okay? Fine. So we see the statement made by these angels on a higher level. Baruch Kevod Hashem Yemekumo, because it's not an accomplishment. An angel that says Kadosh, 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 great, holy, holy, as Hashem Tzvakot, and the whole earth is filled with His glory, that's on a revealed level. Fine, I can see that. It's a greater level. The angel who's able to proclaim Hashem's glory is hidden, is way above. Okay? We'll just finish at this point, that the one who's seeing this vision is Yechezkel. Okay? And Yeshayahu is the one who said Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Yeshayahu, the Zohar says, he's rooted in the Keter of a certain world. He's rooted in the Keter, but from a lower world. So therefore he has some perception. And therefore he was the one who saw the vision of Kadosh, 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 Hashem Tzvakot. Who's Yechezkel? This is unbelievable. The Arizal says that Yechezkel and Chizkiyahu Melech are both rooted in the same neshama. They're both rooted in Cain. And not just this is scary. This requires a lot of more further learning and understanding. But the Arizal writes that before Adam conceived Cain, he had some type of wasted seed before Cain was born. Before. And they were wasted because they came from Adam and they never became a human being. So they were like drifting. They were wording the Arizal as they had rifyon. They were like weak. They were dwindling in the air until the generation of the flood. And once the generation of the flood happened, it was so blemished because of a blemish of the covenant, including the descendants of Cain. So the flood wiped out everything in the air. And the verse says, including hayekum. Hayekum, anyone standing. The fish were not touched from the flood, but all these olders were standing. And the word hayekum, the Arizal and the Zohar comes to teach, comes to include also demons and spirits created from the wasted seed of Adam, which came before Cain. They came before Cain and they were connected to Cain. So the Arizal points out, hayekum, hey, okay, hey, and you. Let's do this carefully. Cain is how much? Cain is 100, 110, 160. How much is hayekum? Hayekum, you have also a kuf there. You have a yud, okay, and you have a 40, and a 5, and a 6. So it's the gematria 161. It's 161, which is gematria Cain with the kolel, with the word itself. So the Arizal says that Yechezkel Hanavi and Chizkiyahu, they came to rectify the blemish of the covenant associated with Cain. Okay, and that's why, going back to Yechezkel first of all, in the book of Yechezkel it says again and again, every prophecy that Hashem talks to Yechezkel, it says Ata ben Adam, and you, son of man. So, what do you mean, son of man? Son of what? A donkey? What do you mean, Chas v'shalom, son of man? So the Arizal says, son of man, and not son of a man and Chava. No, it's Ben Adam, and not Ben Adam v'Chava. He never entered the body of Chava. These were seeds just from Adam. So he's called Ben Adam. So he's two things. He's rooted in Cain. Cain was also the son of Adam. Plus these wasted seed before Cain was born. They're also coming from Adam. So he's called Ben Adam for two reasons. And Yechezkel, he rectified it so much, and it's indicated in his name. His name is Chazak. Chazak. Chizkiyahu is also Chazak. Chizkiyahu is Chazak Yud Kevav. That means he came to rectify the first three letters of Hashem's name damaged by Cain. So he called Chizkiyahu. Yechezkel, I can't figure this out yet, but he was there, even though you have a Yud, Chazak, Aleph Lamed. It could be the Aleph Lamed is Chesed. Chesed in Kabbalah is El. Yud is Chokhmah. I don't know what that means exactly. But Yechezkel came to fix the final Hey of Cain and the seed before. And both are related to the feet of Adam Arishon. Okay? So the feet is also Hayekum. And it's where it says in Noach and the flood, the generation of the flood. And all the Yekum, all those who were able to stand, that's the legs of Adam Arishon. Okay? There's a lot of depth in this idea. And many times in the book of Yechezkel, Hashem tells Yechezkel, and you, son of man, stand, amod, get up, stand. The terminology of getting up, in the prophecies given to Yechezkel appears many, many, many times to show he's rooted in fixing the feet of Adam HaRishon. I know it's a bit deep, which were rectified, which were damaged by the wasted seed he had before conceiving Cain. It could be at the time of conception, so some drops of Adam's seed went to waste before penetrating Chava, and that's why they're connected to Cain. Okay, but in any event, he came to rectify the feet of Adam HaRishon. So that's why it's called Chazak, to show that he did it. He was successful in fixing the legs. In our context, I'm going to finish with this. The Yechezkel that did the mitzvot so besimcha, he's able to fix the legs. So by fixing the legs with simcha, the next level is the hands, which is Baruch, and the next level after that is Kavod Hashem, and next level after that is Mekomo, the Keter. He's able to go. And more than that, he was so strong, Yechezkel, what he's doing. The pasuk says, "Vatisaeni ruach va'ashma acharai kol rash gadol." Right? He said, Hashem said to Yechezkel, "I'm going to send you now to rebuke the Jews in the diaspora." So he said that "Vatisaeni ruach," and the wind picked me up, and I heard behind me, "Va'ashma acharai kol rash gadol," a voice of noise, great noise, saying, Baruch Kevod Hashem Yikomo, meaning he heard the angels saying behind him. What's the idea behind him? Even the Midrash says it's proper to say Chas Shalom that the angels are behind the person. What is that? Behind. You're a human being, and he's saying, I heard behind me. What, as if you're on a higher level? The answer is yes. Because he was chazak in his feet, and he did the mitzvah b'simcha, and we said that the mitzvah b'simcha rectifies the legs, so he was running so fast in his kedusha that he bypassed Baruch, bypassed Kevod Hashem, bypassed Mimikomo. It was behind him. He was already in the infinite light. Yeah, Yechezkel. That's why he had such a vision. He was given such a vision of the revelation of the chariot, the divine chariot that he had, which is a vision of the infinite light, basically, the chariot. And it's because he already bypassed all the levels. He's so rectified. It says also, and there's another point, that Yechezkel's wife died. In the book we're learning that it died before me at the morning. He says somehow that was the tikkun for Cain, jealousy. Cain was jealous about this Hevel's second twin sister. Cain was born with a twin sister. Hevel was born with two twin sisters. So he was jealous that he had an extra twin sister. So the Arizal says, to rectify that, Yechezkel's wife was the second twin sister of Hevel. Her dying before him and him mourning over her, as Yechezkel finally completed the rectification of Cain, fixing Cain totally. Okay, I know this is deep. We'll go into this hopefully in the future classes, but it just shows you the amazing power of this tzaddik called Yechezkel the prophet. His grave is today in Iran. It's a very respected holy place even by the Persians, by the Iranians. You know, a Jew to go there, you can only go up to a certain room. You can't go in all the way. But the prophet Yechezkel's grave is existence even till today. But the point is, he's called Yechezkel because of Chazak. He fixed so much the legs, the idea of the legs of Adam HaRishon, that he went super zooming high, that even now the Baruch and Kavod Hashem was aft behind him, because he went super fast. We'll stop here. We should be zochet to remember this point, to do the mitzvah b'simcha, as this is the key for everything else. Thank you for joining.
Wow.